Okay, quick summary of Chapter 4 here. Sorry for the spelling errors in Chapter 3. I apparently can't type and apparently can't write and talk at the same time, as I just showed you. So Chapter 4 now is talking about managing the information to gain customer insights. Chapter 3, we talked about the environment. Chapter 4, now we're gathering info to learn more about our customers. And the definition of a marketing information system it's the people and or the procedures that enable us to assess our current information needs. So what information do we need? They help us then to develop the needed info. So whether that information already exists or whether we have to go out and get it, that's part of this process. And then the last part of this process is to help marketers use the information to gain insights on our customers. The whole point of this is to learn more about our customers and what they want so that we can satisfy their needs and add value to our customers. The first part of that was to assess information needs here. How do you assess your information needs? And the key here really is that it's all about cost versus benefit. There is a ton of information out there. There's a ton of information you can get. The more detailed the information, the more time it's going to cost you, the more money it's going to cost you. So sometimes getting more information isn't what you need. Sometimes getting more information can just muddy the waters anyway. So it's really assessing how much information we need is all about how much it's going to cost us to get that information versus how much we are going to benefit from that. Okay, the three main sources of marketing information are internal databases. Let's try to spell that right. This is information that already exists in our company. So this could be sales information, it could be information from accounting, so anything that already exists internally. A lot of times we have what we need there. Our sales falling in one geographic area as opposed to another. Our sales of one product differing from another product. Our cost of one product going up versus another product. So this is stuff that already exists. There's also what we call competitive marketing intelligence. This is information that we gather outside of our company. This is publicly available information either on our consumers or on our competitors. I might get this from a competitor's website. I might get this from going to a trade show and seeing what people are doing. This is information from our competitors, but it is publicly available information. So I guarantee one company knows what their prime competitors' financial statements look like because that's publicly available information. Information that we get from our marketing intermediaries about what our competitors are doing. So anything outside of the company. And then if what we need doesn't exist internally and we can't gain it from marketing intelligence, sometimes then we need to conduct marketing research. And marketing research is designed to gain information on a specific situation. So I have a specific situation I need information on, a specific question I need to answer, and I don't have the information I need internally and I can't get it from marketing intelligence. So marketing research can be either exploratory information. I'm trying to define the problem. I'm trying to dig down. I don't know yet what I need, and so I'm really just I'm putting some feelers out there and exploring and trying to find the problem here. It could be descriptive in nature, trying to describe the marketing potential of a certain target market or segment. Or it could be what we call causal, and this is more of a cause and effect type of thing. If I reduce the price by 15%, what will happen to sales? So kind of a cause and effect thing. So those would be the three main types of marketing research. We talk about secondary and primary information here. Secondary information is information that already exists. So this is not something that I created. It might I can buy this information from another company, from like Nielsen or somebody who does that. I can go out there on the web and I can get it from companies' websites. I can get it from online databases. Somebody already gathered this information for another purpose and I'm using it. A lot of times it's government information. So Census Bureau, Small Business Administration, anything like that. If you're using secondary information, and it's already exists, so it's timely, it's fast, it's cheap most of the time, but you need to ask yourself, is it accurate? Somebody gathered this for another purpose. Is it still relevant for your purpose? So is it relevant? It might not apply to the same population you're looking at. Is it current? And is it impartial? You're not the one that gathered it, so you want to make sure whoever did it in an impartial and accurate way. Web is another good place to get that. The government, for example, would be very impartial and relevant. You just want to make sure it's current. Primary information. If the secondary information that you need does not exist, then you need to get primary information. And this is information that then you are collecting for a specific purpose. So this would be for a specific situation because the secondary data doesn't exist. The question you have isn't already answered somewhere else, so you need to develop a way to answer that. So let's talk about some of the ways that primary data is collected. So the three main researches approach would be observational. This would be great for exploratory research. And there's really some really good technology that can help us do some observational things. Sometimes you want to use observational if you're dealing with a population that can't describe it to you. So for instance, you're trying out new toys, you put kids in a room with the toys and you observe what happens. Or if you think maybe people aren't going to be necessarily honest, sometimes people tell you what they think you want to hear rather than what you want to hear. So sometimes observational is the best, especially if you are doing exploratory research, then observational is very good. The second one is survey, and this is a very common method here, very widely used. This is great for descriptive. And there's a lot of different ways to do surveys. We'll talk about that in the next section. And the last one is experimental. And that is really good for causal. So in the other one I said, what happens if I drop the price? So I put out some coupons or I drop the price and I see what happens to sales. So it's a cause and effect, and I do an experiment there to see that. Okay, so survey methods especially, but not just survey methods. The main ways we have to collect data are mail, phone, personal interviews, and online. And there's a chart in your book that gives you kind of the pros and cons of each of these, which are very good. Mail, for example, there's no interviewer bias in there, and it's very cheap. However, there's really low response rates, and it takes a long time. Phone is faster, and you have a great way to select your population, but there's still poor response. Personal interview is great. It's very flexible. It can provide you with lots of data. However, it's very expensive because it's a one-on-one type of a thing. Online is a great way to gather information. It's cheap, it's fast, it's flexible. There's not much bias, and so that's there's not really too many downsides to collecting data online. And then the main types of research instruments, we have questionnaire, which is by far the most common type. And again, questionnaires can be conducted through any of these methods right here. You can have online questionnaires, you can have phone ones, you can have any of those. And then another way is what we call mechanical. Now this could be like a Nielsen box on your TV tracking what you watch and how long you watch, but it could also be tracking physical responses. So there's all kinds of eye tracking data out there. They have some blurbs in your book. If you have some time, take a look at these, because there's some really fascinating things that monitor eye dilation and track where your eye is going, measure your different responses. There's all kinds of really interesting things out there that they are learning about how people react to different things. So those are always interesting. So there's a summary of Chapter 4 for you.